Welcome back to the Giovanni Da Silva series, or as you may know him as the next Messi. In the last episode, we talked about Giovanni's early life at Barcelona and his social media image and his image towards Barcelona fans in general. If you missed this episode, I suggest you go ahead and watch it because I said some very important stuff for the series. And also, if you are going back, why don't you consider subscribing on the way? And if you have seen that episode and you're watching this one, why don't you subscribe anyways if you're not already? So in the first episode, I told you that this season wasn't important gameplay wise. That's why we will be ending the episode in January, but this match against Real Madrid is in October. Today, the main focus is El Clasico, but the second Clasico is much more important than the first one in this video. Now we all know why El Clasico is important. It's probably the biggest rivalry in Europe spanning decades. For some, it's the most important match of the year. The first Clasico wasn't really important. There was nothing to play for. Only bragging rights, I suppose. But for Da Silva, it was very important. Because he knew that a poor performance in this match would make sure that the media would have plenty of opportunities to slaughter him. And of course, he didn't want this to happen. No one wants to get slaughtered by the media. But on the surface, it seemed like he didn't really care about his image in social media. But no one here can read minds. I think you agree with me on that one. Heading into the first Clasico, Da Silva was on good form. He was creating tons of opportunities for teammates and himself. In prior matches, he was a respected figure in the dressing room with players and staff. He had an almost telepathic connection with his best friend Santos, and a small percentage of fans considered him the best player in Spain. To the average fan, Da Silva was ready for the Clasico against Real Madrid, but in reality, he wasn't. There was something going on in his personal life, something that you wouldn't normally hear in the media. You'd only hear it from me because I'm the person who created Giovanni. But days before the big day, his mother was sent to hospital because she collapsed. Things weren't looking good. His coach noticed that Giovanni wasn't 100% ready for Real. Xavi tried to leave him out, but he had no luck. Giovanni wanted to play and he made sure of that. Judging by the first half performance, it seemed like Xavi made a mistake by playing him. Heading into the dressing room, he was actually seen crying, or at least that's what Santos said. But then in that dressing room, Santos walked up to Giovanni and told him that everything would be okay, and that the team had his back. In fact, to prove this, he even said that the team would pass him the ball at every opportunity. This was probably the most important thing said to Giovanni in his career so far. Because as soon as the second half started, Giovanni was a different player. He played with joy, he was weightless, he was as fast as lightning, and he created amazing opportunities for his teammates. Just like this goal right here. Although I don't think it'll count as an assist for Giovanni, unfortunately. But to prove it, all of Barcelona played well in fact. They were a different beast against Real. In the second half, Barcelona went in there to take care of business, and that's exactly what they did. At least at the end of the day, Giovanni did get his assist, but this was proof that Barcelona is a team effort. But it was also proof that if Giovanni plays bad, Barcelona plays bad. That's something interesting, isn't it? But thankfully, Barcelona won this match very comfortably 2-0. Santos put the knife in the dagger against Real Madrid. Xavi was a happy man, knowing that he probably made the right decision. But yes, Barcelona beat Real Madrid in the first El Clasico. Although remember, this one was not that important. Not for fans at least. But for Giovanni, it was important. It sent the message that no matter what happens in his life, he always has backup. And also, it proved to the media that he wasn't a flop. And because of this, he received some much deserved praise. But things aren't finishing here. There's still another El Clasico to talk about, the most important one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another big Clasico. Giovanni is captain once again, and he's facing off against Luka Modric, an unlikely friend for Giovanni. I'm sure you all noticed that the two had a few words at the end of the last game. Well, that's because they know each other very well. In fact, Modric was the first person that Giovanni talked to when he joined Barcelona and when he joined the European game. But I think we should talk more about that later. Although I want you guys to know, I want to actually ask you guys, I want you guys to let me know. Do you think Giovanni Da Silva should stay at Barcelona for another season? Or do you think he should leave? This is all up to you. I personally feel he should stay, because this helps me tell a story, a very good story in his Barcelona career. But if you guys want him to leave, I can make that happen, and I'll just go with the flow and produce a new type of storyline. So this is a storyline career mode where you all still get an input. But enough about that. Let's head back into Giovanni and his more impressive performances of his career, or at least in season 1. Against Real Madrid, the second time round when it actually was important, Giovanni played very well. He was creating opportunities for himself, doing some 1-2s with Santos, but the clinicality just wasn't there, and he would miss a few shots here and there. But he did attempt. He never gave up, because he knew that no matter what, his team had his back. And this was very important for Giovanni, because when he first came to Barcelona, he was basically alone. Other than Santos, he had no friends, therefore he never went out. But as time went on, as the season progressed, Giovanni began making new friends with Frankie de Jong, Ansu Fati, Ter Stegen in fact, Pedri as well. But friendship didn't really count for much, for media-wise. But the chemistry was there. But then again, the media doesn't care about chemistry, they only want results. Or at least this version of the media that I am portraying only wants results. I was very happy with Giovanni's performance the second time round against Real Madrid, although the way they conceded their goal was not really up to Giovanni's fault. If anything, it was the player who passed him who made an error. But as you'll see as the match progresses, this goal wasn't really that important. Sure, Benzema scored, but it's not that important. Giovanni just brushed it off. He kept creating opportunities, kept trying to play the ball in, take opportunities, challenging men. He just did not want to give up. Of course, halftime ended, it's 1-0. Giovanni would have to do some captaincy duties to lift up the squad and to tell them that it's not over. And we've spoken about it in the first episode. Giovanni is a better captain than you might think, as the second half is actually proof of this. As Barcelona played a bit better than they did in the first half, they were creating opportunities, Giovanni was receiving the ball, and he took matters into his own hands, ran into the box, and he equalized. This is actually his first goal against Real Madrid as well, so it is something good for him to keep under the belt. His first goal against Real Madrid and his second official goal contribution against them as well. So in the space of 2 months so far, 3 months so far, Giovanni has contributed twice against Real Madrid. Pretty impressive, don't you think? But as any football fan would know, the match is not over yet. There is still 30 minutes of football left to play, and this match could go either way. Now things were getting real. Giovanni was feeling himself, he was taking opportunities. In fact, he surprised me and scored another goal quickly after that. I honestly wasn't expecting this one to go in so soon after the other one. But with Giovanni, I guess I should be expecting anything. It was a well taken strike, far post. Courtois, honestly, he might have been able to save this, but from a Barcelona fan's point of view, they honestly don't care as long as it's in the back of the net. So now Giovanni Da Silva has put Barcelona 2-1 up, but again, this match isn't over just yet. 80th minute, a good opportunity to seal the game, but they get fouled in the attacking third, or maybe even just the later stages of midfield. You guys will let me know what you think on that. But now Santos, Giovanni's best friend and a very good striker, had the opportunity to end this game off. Santos is actually a very good free kick taker, and this would be tested right here, right now. But of course Real Madrid decided to make a few changes in case Santos missed the free kick. Just to prove that they were definitely going all out. Santos stepped up to take it, and he wasn't that far off, but the main problem was it wasn't off target. But luckily though, this wouldn't matter. Real Madrid would end up losing to Barcelona in the semi-finals of the Supercopa. And Giovanni Da Silva would prove once again that he is a big-time player who can step up against Barcelona's biggest rivals and the biggest teams in Europe. And it also proves that no matter what goes on off the pitch, Santos will still perform really well. But speaking of things going on off the pitch, apparently his mother wasn't in the best of conditions. Turns out she had lung cancer. And of course, this wasn't easy for Santos to digest. Perhaps that's why, after the first El Clasico, his form wasn't as good as it was before the first El Clasico. But I guess it was understandable. But this is where I will have to end the video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed episode 2. It was a bit more chilled, a bit more slower paced. Again, I was able to give you 2 matches to watch. However, I feel like they were a bit shorter than the last ones. I tried to keep it that way. Next episode might only feature 1 match so that I can get my voice out and I can get the video out faster. As you've noticed, I have actually skipped a day in uploading. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below on whether or not you think that Santos should stay at Barcelona or if he should leave Barcelona. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.